aren't the droids we're looking for.
I got a bad feeling about this.
It's them! Blast them!
Hey everybody, welcome back already. We had a massive, I say massive, really big maybe, update to Legion, and we got some info on these new Aqua Droids. Massive models that were presented to us at last Adepticon finally have the stats as to what they are actually going to be bringing to the table. At first I was like, pretty normal unit. And after really thinking about it and talking with some of my fellow Legion players, especially in our community, these guys might be really good. So we're gonna kind of just do a quick rundown of my initial thoughts and reactions on this new unit. The first thing about these guys is coming in at 65 points, you get 3 models. You can see the card next to me. They're gonna have 3 health apiece. They do not break. They surge to hit and defend with white dice. They are speed 1. They have AI attack or move, armor 2, infiltrate, and some weapons. First weapon is crushing punch. They are going to throw 1 red dice and melee with impact 1. Laser cannon at range 1 to 3 is 1 black, 1 white apiece for the normal unit. Initial thoughts of this: 3 wounds and armor 2, pretty crazy. The dice pool and everything like that is very cool. Looking at the card, it's very, very solid. Took me a second to really think about this, but I have 5 main points for you guys that kind of caught my eye and really made me think about it. Before we get there though, the 2 upgrades they can take is they have a comms upgrade slot, and then they can add another miniature for 2 red and a white dice to make it an impact 2 range 1 to 3 gun. That's a 28 point upgrade. The base unit is 65 points, making them pretty cost efficient. The first thing I really thought about these guys is they have decent shooting. I don't think it's like blow you out of the water shooting, but it's really good. And I think with access to Exemplar and just tokens in CIS now in abundance, that can make them a lot better. Second thing is they're pretty tough. These guys are nothing to scoff at. Toughness wise, yeah, sure, white dice are white dice, but with armor 2, that's gonna be a much more consistent defense mechanism than cover saves. They are considered ground vehicles, so they're not gonna be getting that cover save, but armor 2 is a much more consistent way of looking at it. And I think with things like Kalani dodges and things like that, it's honestly gonna make them even better. I couldn't imagine 2 of these guys walking in front of Kalani, for instance, and just marching up the board. That's gonna be a pretty scary sight. So toughness as well would be my second point. Third thing is they are gonna be kind of sneaky in terms of speed. I was initially worried about that speed 1, but remembering how big those bases are gonna be on top of the fact they have infiltrate, they're gonna go up the board very quickly. And they're gonna surprise people how fast they're gonna end up in the middle of the board. Repair options, at 3 wounds apiece, the repair keyword doesn't say anything about it having to be a trooper miniature to bring back. You can bring back a vehicle miniature. So I think this is the first time that interaction is going to work that way. But from my understanding, you're going to be able to bring back one of these models on 1 wound, just like you could with Wookiees or B2s and all that kinds of fun stuff. So maybe there was a reason they increased the repair droid upgrade for this very reason. The last thing is there are going to be some big old line of sight blockers. These guys are going to cover up the things behind them, and that is going to make them very good as walking walls, if you will, for anything from a T-Series to Kalani to Kraken. Heck, put your B2s behind them and just keep them safe. I don't think these guys are gonna just destroy the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see every other CIS player bringing 2 of these in their list pretty easy. They do take up that heavy slot, so they are only going to be run in 2 squads at the max, but I think you definitely just put these guys with their upgrade, 2 copies of them in a lot of your CIS lists, and they're gonna be fantastic. They also seem pretty independent. If I was going to have AI trigger, which is not gonna happen very often with the new rules on AI move or attack is a pretty solid choice. We know from things like Commandos that infiltrate's nothing to scoff at. These guys are likely gonna be shooting and playing the game turn 1, so it's gonna be really good for them. Also, infiltrate really lets you pick what side of the board, or rather what part of the board you want them to play on. So they're gonna have a ton of flexibility on how they're going to start the game. Overall though, I think this is gonna be a very solid unit. So if you like the look and the aesthetic of these Aqua Droids, they're gonna be a pretty good purchase for you, okay? So unfortunately not on your Christmas wish list, but I would definitely consider picking these guys up if you are a CIS player. Also, I just think the models look super cool. As a lifelong Clone Wars fan, the respect to how ginormous these guys actually are is awesome. So I can't wait to see these models on the table, having a super cool giant aesthetic. So last thoughts are, if you're a CIS player and you like the look of these dudes at all, you better buy them, because I think they're going to be really good after I've had some time to really look and think about this. The one weakness I will say on them, or if you can call it that, is their melee is nothing to be impressed with. The 1 red dice a piece at a max of 4 models is nothing to be scared of. Armor 2 in melee is not fun, but I could definitely see a Force user just burying themselves in these guys for a little bit. But regardless, these guys look really good. I think they're going to be a cool addition to Legion, and I'm super excited for them. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to be buying 2 myself. As always, good luck, have fun, and we'll see you later.